Hey bass players, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is about one of the most essential progressions in music. It's the blues progression. Whether you are jamming with a band, playing a solo, or just practicing at home, understanding the blues is what you need to know. So here it is. The blues progression, or the 12-bar blues, is a backbone of so many different genres: rock, jazz, funk, and of course blues. Some of the songs have roots in blues and they develop it a little bit beyond it, but we can still follow where they come from, and it's blues. A few examples of these songs just from my channel are Brown Eyed Girl by Van Morrison, Hey Joe by Jimi Hendrix, Superstition by Stevie Wonder, and you can find so many more of them. At the core of blues, it's a 12-measure or 12-bar structure, which has just 3 chords only. 1, it's a tonic chord, 4, it's a subdominant, and 5, which is a dominant chord. If you know the key or what 1 is, finding 4 and 5 is easy. You just play the start of a scale and count the notes. In the G major scale, G is my 1 and I play 1, 2, 3, 4. So C is my subdominant chord and 5 is the dominant. It's D here. In the blues, all those 3 chords are dominant seventh. It gives the blues its signature sound. This is a very typical classical chord chart for a 12-bar blues. Here you have 1 or tonic chord, it lasts for 4 bars. Then you have 2 bars of chord number 4 or subdominant. Then you go back to 1 for 2 bars, and the next chord is 5, which changes with 4. You go back to 1 and 5. Very often the second chord in this period is replaced with the subdominant number 4. You finish this period with the chord number 5, which is dominant chord, just to start the next period after that, because the chord number 5, or dominant chord, is a good transition back to 1 again. However, if you want to finish your blues and go home, you need to finish on tonic, of course, so the last chord will be 1. Let's break it down on the bass. Start with a simple root tone approach, so that you play just a root tone of each chord as it changes, and you play just a semi-breve or a whole note for a bar. Now I play minims for you, or half notes, so that we have 2 minims for each bar. I will play just the root tones and the fifths. And now I will play the crotchets or quarter notes for you. In many rock songs, people play like this, so that they have 4 crotchets for each bar, and they mostly use just the root tones. Now, to make it more interesting, we can add a walking bass line in crotchets or quarter notes. It's mostly used in jazz, but you can encounter this in many different styles and genres. And walking bass line brings movement and energy to your playing. I will be using arpeggio notes, it means the notes from the chords, and the chromatic passing notes for this walking bass line. Once you've got the basics, you can try to add some variations to spice it up. For example, you can use the pentatonic scale. Here is something interesting and specific about blues. It's ambivalent. It's both major and minor at the same time. It means that you can use both the major and minor pentatonic scales for playing it. I've got a video about pentatonics and how to play them. You can check it out if you want. The minor pentatonic is when your index starts on the root tone. So for G it will be. The major pentatonic is when you get the root tone under your pinky and the rest of the fingering is the same. For the G major key it will be E minor and we will have to use some open strings. If you want to stick to the fingering, you can lift it up on the string A here and you will find E and G, and this is your major pentatonic scale for G major. So you can use both of these pentatonics for the same blues. However, from my experience, for the bass line, it sounds better if you use the major pentatonic scale. And for the solo line, you can use both of them very freely. Now I will play the bass line, the accompaniment, using the major pentatonic. As the chords change, I will use different pentatonics for different chords. So this is for the chord G, this is for the chord C, and this is for the chord D. Another thing you can add is the blues scale fills. It's adding the blue notes into your play. It's usually -3, -5, and some people say it's -7, but actually -7 is always in blueses. You need to remember it even if you are not using the blue notes. I will show you with an example of a solo line and I will use the minor pentatonic scale for this. I will play it in a higher register because solo lines usually sound better when you lift them up. So this is my G minor pentatonic scale. This is the note G on the string A. So this is 1, this is -3, this is 5, and this is -5. And this is -7 is here. 1, -3, 4, -5, 5, -7. You can use the 7 as the passing note and you go back to 1. This is going to sound like a little bit too much of blue notes, but it's just because I'm going to focus on them. You don't have to add so many of them into your play if you don't want. And you can use rhythmic syncopation to add groove. I'm going to show this to you now with an example of a bass line. I will take the very simple and basic rock bass line, which I just showed you recently, and I will add a little bit of syncopation there. Okay, not a little bit. All these things, pentatonics, blue notes, syncopations, sound great in solos and you can use them a lot. In your bass lines you also can use them, but your main focus shall be on supporting the harmony, so don't overuse them. However, even in the bass lines, these techniques can help you create your own riffs and your arrangement will become much more stylish. Experimenting with blues is really fun. You can come up suddenly with so many sounds out of it. For example, now I'm going to show you the backing track, the same backing track I just showed you for the exercises before, and I will just come up with something, something like this. I haven't got it prepared, guys. Would you like to play the bass, baby? Would you like to play the bass, baby, for me today? Yeah, yeah, play for me today, your bass, baby. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Practice your 12-bar blues progression in the most often keys like G, C, F, and B flat. And if you are able to play it in them, most likely you will be able to play the same blues progression in all the keys ever. Using backing tracks and jamming with your friends really helps getting more comfortable playing in a live setting. Below this video I'm leaving a link to some examples of working bass lines in F major. You can use them as exercises to memorize how the chords change and develop your fluency on the fretboard. If you add some syncopations to them, you might even get some nice riffs for your new song. They are free for you today, so just click that link to get them. So there you have it, the basics of the blues progression for bass players. Start simple and then just build your way up with working lines and variations. If you found this video helpful, give it a like, subscribe for more bass tips, and let me know in the comments your favorite blues bass line or a song. Until next time, keep grooving!